I'm in here today with one of my favorite people, little Deidre Pujols. Isn't she precious?
Today, Deedee is sharing some of her favorite dishes and adorable stories.
Y'all, this girl gets cuter with age. It makes me sick.
Starting off, it's quick and easy South meets West quesadillas.
What a great fast meal is this.
Followed by empanadas and aioli dipping sauce made with Deedee's own homemade dough, y'all.
I could eat these without nothing else.
I know.
Finally, I'm fixing Deedee my coconut whoopie pies. So let's get going, y'all.
Because the quicker we get it done, the quicker we gonna get to eat them. I am in here in my kitchen today, y'all, with one of my favorite people in the whole entire world, Deidre Pujols. Now, I bet you're saying, how do I know that name? Because Albert, you think.
My husband, yeah, he's in the top of the town.
Albert is as dear and sweet as Deidre is, and he's one of the world's greatest baseball players. My children think he hung the moon, and I kind of think Deidre hung the moon.
Thank you.
Look how adorable she is, y'all. Now, this girl's got 4 children.
Yes, ma'am.
And look at her. And she still has a chance to get in the kitchen and cook for these kids. Well, we are fixing to make South meets West quesadillas. So Albert is from the Dominican, so you do a lot of this style of cooking, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
For Albert. And you're from Kansas City.
Yes.
My husband's always singing that song, Kansas City. I'm going to Kansas City and get me a pretty woman. I said,
that's where we are.
Go ahead, big boy. Just buy a one-way ticket's all I got to say to you. All right, now you have diced up a purple onion.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we're gonna put it in a little olive oil and saute it off until it's soft. So you can go ahead and put that in,
I was
Deedee.
gonna ask to borrow your onion glasses because I'm already about to cry.
Oh my gosh, is it too late?
It's too late.
Because I keep them right there in that drawer.
Yeah, you know, I bought a pair after I left here last time.
Did you really?
Just because of you.
Well, why?
Woo.
If you'd have told me, I'd have sent you home with mine. I'll watch that. And if you'd come over here, we've got some jack and some cheddar cheese over here. We've got some cilantro. So
okay,
if you don't mind chopping on that, I'd appreciate it. I'll take care of the onions. And Deedee, I think about you all the time.
Thanks. Since I left here, some of the funniest things have happened.
Like what?
We were at the All-Star game in Anaheim last year. And now we're on this red carpet in the back of a truck. And as we're driving, I'm not kidding you, probably a half a dozen people would scream out, "We love you! I saw you on Paula!"
No!
I'm like, they don't care about Albert or nothing that's happening with baseball. They're excited about cooking. You know why they love you?
Why?
Because you don't pretend to be somebody you're not. What you see is what you get, and everybody asks me that. How is she? How is she? I'm like, exactly what you see.
Yes. Thank y'all. All right, so before I cry. I found out something about Deedee. She grew up a big Wonder Woman fan. When she was a little girl, she used to dress up like Wonder Woman. And I want you to throw your leg up here, sister. Look at this. She has gone and got her a Wonder Woman tattoo.
Look at nice pedicure.
Look at those cute little toes.
Wonder Woman blue.
I'm gonna do mine in blue next time. Guys, if y'all can, look at this. She brought me a Wonder Woman cookie jar. Jack is gonna adore it.
I can't wait till he sees it. I wish I was here when he saw it.
Jack is gonna adore Wonder Woman. All right, now Deedee, these are nice and soft, so I'm gonna take them out. And I've got some leftover pulled pork. And I'm just gonna heat it up a little bit. Look how good this looks. Just run it around in the pan, and now I'm gonna pour it back in the bowl. Do your kids get in the kitchen with you, Deedee?
Oh, yeah.
They do?
Yeah. Now, unless I'm making something big, then I make everybody get out.
Yeah.
My husband has a problem. When I'm cooking, he'll lift the lids on my pots. Especially if it's rice, I like it nice and tight. And he takes it off and never puts the lid back on right. So I do not let him in while I'm cooking.
And in our skillet, I'm gonna add a little butter And I've got a flour tortilla. I love flour versus corn.
I love flour tortillas.
I do too. So
homemade one.
I don't know how to make them homemade.
I'm going to show you next episode.
Come back and we'll do it.
My grandmother, who has since passed away probably about 6 years ago, used to make homemade tortillas.
No. Was it hard?
And it was made with lard, so you know it was good.
Oh my goodness, with lard. So put us some cheese in there, baby girl. And a little cilantro. Now I'm gonna just fold that over, Dee Dee. And you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit more butter in there. And I'm gonna get my little pig press and just put it down on it. And it won't take but just a minute or so.
That looks so
What
good.
a great fast meal is this. Ooh, look at there, Dee Dee.
That is so perfect.
That extra little butter helped. All righty. Looks delicious. All right, now there's one for you.
Thanks, ma'am.
And if you'd give us a little sour cream, and I would like mine right there, please, thank you. Perfect for the children. Pretty good.
Cheese oozing in there.
Mm-hmm. You like it?
It's awesome. That pork is delicious.
Isn't it good? You think Albert would like it?
I do, ma'am. And I am so excited you shared this with me, but I cannot wait to show you what I do for Albert. I'm gonna show you how to make a homemade empanada.
Yum.
Up next, it's time for Dee Dee's special homemade empanadas, y'all.
There is nothing like fresh tasting
I can't
homemade dough.
wait.
And later,
Let's make some whoopie.
with our coconut whoopie pies. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
I'm in here today with one of my favorite people, little Deidre Pujols. Isn't she precious? And she is wife to Albert Pujols, which I'm sure you recognize the name. Huge, one of the best baseball players in the world today. And so she has to do a lot of cooking. And one of the things she's gonna show us next is her homemade empanadas.
Yes. I'm gonna mix the dry ingredients.
Okay.
While I give you the wet ingredients to mix.
Okay.
And it's so simple. I'm gonna have you do 3/4 cup of chicken stock
Okay.
with 1 egg. And you're
Okay.
gonna just whisk that
Whisk
together.
that together. And that's it?
That's all for the wet ingredients.
I can do that.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna scoop me 3 cups of flour.
And that's all-purpose flour, Dee Dee?
This is all-purpose flour.
Okie doke.
Next, we have baking powder. We use 1 tablespoon,
Okay.
and this gives it an incredible fluff when it fries.
Yes.
And we know you like to fry.
I do like to fry.
We have a pinch of salt that will go in here,
Okay.
and 2 teaspoons of sugar.
So it's gonna give it just a little bit of a sweet taste.
Now we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of vegetable shortening.
Okay.
After Dee Dee cuts in our shortening, I'm just gonna add our wet ingredients.
That was 1 egg, y'all, and 3/4 cup of chicken broth. These must be really delicious for you to make them from scratch. Why do you do that?
Making them from scratch, you know, if you make anything homemade, it's gonna be better. But there's good store-bought stuff out there, but I think it's worth it. When you have
Yeah.
something that tastes this good, you wanna make it.
I can't wait.
You wanna make it homemade.
I can't wait to taste these.
So now I'm just gonna grab it, and I knead it in the bowl because of the
Right.
pieces that are on the side.
That's the only true way to get it really mixed up is just get in there with your hands, isn't it?
You're gonna want it chilled because it rolls out so much nicer.
Yeah, if it's...
If you try to do it when it's like this, you're gonna be too sticky.
All right, now the hardest part of this recipe, it looks like, y'all, is unwrapping the plastic wrap. There we go. Looks so good.
so, sorry.
Excuse me.
So drop that on there.
Okay.
We'll wrap it up. Throw that bad boy in the fridge.
Okay. Just stick it right in that refrigerator drawer.
And we're gonna let it chill for about an hour.
So, Paula, I'm gonna pull our dough that we made, reach down
Okay.
the cool tunnel,
Okay.
and we'll start rolling out our dough.
Y'all, this girl gets cuter with age. It makes me sick.
All right, so we have our dough, and I'm not like any kind of specialist with the roller here. You're a better roller than I am, so
Okay,
go
well,
ahead.
move out of the way and I'll roll for you.
We want the dough rolled out to be about
Okay.
a fourth of an inch thick.
Okie doke.
Now, Paula, you could also break the dough in little balls and
You know,
work
and
with the balls.
I think that's what I'm gonna do, Dee Dee.
Do
Because
it.
we've only got so much space. So I'll throw that over there. And that'll give us a little bit more room.
And these are a great size cutter for if you're going to do like an
Yes.
appetizer. And they'll fry
Yes,
better.
because by the time you fold them over, you know, they're gonna be T90. Is that about right, you think?
That's perfect.
I think that looks like a quarter of an
We can
inch.
get quite a few out of that.
All right, let's see. There's your one.
Now, the nice thing is, Paula, is that the store-bought empanada dough is very decent. It's very good. And,
It
and
is.
if you don't have a lot of time, that's the way to go. I understand. But there is nothing like fresh tasting.
I can't
Homemade dough.
wait. You know, I think if it's worth eating, it's worth doing yourself.
And y'all, Dee Dee's got some of her spicy beef filling that's made with peppers, onions, chili powder, and other spices, along with tomato paste and beef. Now, you can find this recipe at foodnetwork.com or just use your own filling with this amazing dough.
You just put it in there like so and fold it over. We're working in tight quarters.
Yes, we are.
But I love being close to you.
You know, we got this whole kitchen and she and I are right up here. Almost like we're attached at the hip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Look at this empanada, y'all.
That is so pretty.
You can imagine once it fries and puffs all up, yum. Don't go anywhere because you're gonna get to see me and Dee Dee eat these while we wish y'all was here.
Up next, we get to taste these amazing empanadas.
Dee Dee, that crust is bad to the bone.
And later, our coconut whoopie pies make for the cutest dessert.
Looks like snowballs, doesn't it?
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
We are dropping Dee Dee's homemade empanadas
Yes, we are.
into the basket, ready to go in the fryer. We got it set at 350. These
Perfect.
are beautiful.
So perfect.
And you know, I bet you
can
could
drop
put
that basket.
I bet you could put these in the freezer raw.
If you have extras and want to have them for later, put them in a
Wow.
baggie and throw them in the freezer.
All right, now see you got something to dip.
Yeah, what I've made here is a little aioli sauce. It's
Who?
an aioli.
An aioli.
An aioli.
Yes.
Aioli.
I can't.
An aioli sauce.
I think she's smart mouthing me.
Never. I have about a cup of mayo, 2 tablespoons of chipotle in the lime juice in
Yeah,
there.
and you got some
And
lime
some zest.
zest on top. This is beautiful dough, Dee Dee.
It is.
Okay, I can see
Pull them up for you.
why you make your dough from scratch.
Yeah, those are nice.
Because this is pretty dough.
So
Look at that crust, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Woo-hoo!
I can't wait.
Mmm.
Oh my gosh. That aioli sauce is so good.
Dee Dee, that crust is bad to the bone, baby. Wow.
Makes me excited.
So let's I could eat these without nothing in them.
I know.
But before we fill up, let's get started on our coconut whoopie pies for dessert.
You ready?
I cannot believe. Like, when I think of whoopie pie, I think of you.
Do you?
So I want to make some whoopie.
Okay, let's make some whoopie. All right, if you'll start with the dry ingredients, we need 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna come down here and in my bowl, I'm gonna add 1/2 stick of butter, 3/4 cup of sugar, and I'm gonna measure out 3 tablespoons of vegetable shortening. You know, this is for people that can't make up their mind if they like vegetable shortening or butter. So you just use both. You ever had a day like that?
I have a lot of days like that.
Now I'm gonna beat this. So I'm creaming this up. And if you would, why don't you go ahead and measure out a teaspoon of vanilla and add it into our 3/4 cup of coconut milk. And if you would break me 1 egg into here, and then I need just the white to another egg.
Oh, sugar.
And I'm gonna go ahead and dump it on in. Now we're just gonna alternate our flour along with our milk.
Okay.
So you can put about 1/2 of that dry in here. There you go.
I like your pink mixer.
Isn't that pretty? All right. Now if you just pour that coconut milk, Dee Dee, and then do the spatula thing.
We do a lot of coconut in our house.
Ooh, I bet. I love coconut. Adore coconut.
When you're in the Dominican, you can just be driving down the road and these coconut trees are everywhere.
I never will forget the first coconut cake I ever made. I went and bought me a coconut and I got out my hammer. I beat the hell out of that coconut. He wound up in the street, in the neighbor's yard, and for some reason I couldn't get my grandma Paula on the phone. And I kept calling her. Finally I got her on the phone and she said, Paula Ann, you have to put them in the oven and heat them up.
I've never heard that.
Yes. All right. Now I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna get our baking sheets, and I've got them lined with a silicone sheet on this so they won't stick. So what we're gonna do is put, let's see, I think maybe 6.
I love the ice cream
will
scoop
be right.
thing.
Yes, isn't that perfect?
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna put our coconut
That looks so.
on the top of that batter. Looks like snowballs, doesn't it?
And so.
And we're gonna bake these at 375 for about 12 minutes. And we can get about 2 sheets worth of this batter, y'all. Let's take
Get it, girl. I'm not gonna lick it yet.
I'll lick. I'll put it.
I'll get the bowl when nobody's looking.
Coming up, we may just forget our manners when we taste these whoopie pies, y'all.
Oh, moly! You think it's good?
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Hey, y'all. We got our whoopie pies out of the oven. They look wonderful, don't they? Look how big they made. That's going to be a big pie, Dee Dee.
I can't wait.
All right, let's hurry up and get this filling, because the quicker we get it done, the quicker we're going to get to eat them. I've got 1½ sticks softened butter. If you just throw that in my bowl, and I'm going to measure out 1/2 cup of marshmallow cream. Now, I'm going to just beat this until it's kind of smooth, and if you throw in a cup of confectionate sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of coconut and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring and 2 tablespoons of our light coconut milk. And I'm gonna turn this sucker up and whip it like it stole something. and then a half a cup of flaked coconut. All right, let's talk, girl.
I'll come hither.
Dee and Albert are just fine, good people, and they do so much work to help in the Dominican Republic. Tell everybody what you and Albert do.
Well, we go on behalf of our foundation, which is called the Pujols Family Foundation. The mission for the foundation is to encourage families who have children with Down syndrome and to help impoverished communities. And so we've been able to do that for the last almost 7 years now, and it's been quite incredible.
That's just wonderful. That is beautiful, Dee Dee.
Oh.
That is beautiful. All right, so like there's your half, and here's my half, and look at here.
I like that you put coconut on the top and bottom.
Yes, all right, turn that thing sideways.
Oh. Cheers. I had fun. Thank you for having me.
I always have so much fun with you. Oh, moly. You think it's good?
I don't think we should share.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.